Well, the truth is we pass all this COVID time and a lot of meetings online, and we miss so much the face-to-face. We try to implement some models that could provide even more the interaction between the delegates. Share some experience, share knowledge with our peers, and face-to-face, being in a congress in this environment allowed us to make this format.
It was a great discussion. We had a bit of back and forth. It was quite like the old Greeks, wasn't it? We had
exactly.
Thesis and
leading
antithesis.
The discussions, it was circulating around the table.
It was fun.
Yeah, the World Cafe is one of the relatively new formats, and it enables people to sit around the round table, and they discussed and they asked the questions from their daily, practice, or they also wanted to know about the upcoming new refractive procedures, and then we discussed and we came to conclusions. Not necessarily everyone needed to agree, but we all learned.
Yeah, what's nice about it is that often these days in a lecture theatre forum, the kind of traditional format, comes to the time for the discussion and people are a little bit nervous they don't want to get up in front of the whole audience and do it. But it was nice that people felt free to speak, didn't they? And perhaps in a more relaxed way that they might not do in a traditional kind of lecture theatre format.
Yeah, exactly. At the ESCRS, we do explore the new possibilities, how to, enhance interaction. And I think that's one of the good examples, and we keep on going this direction.
Try all the different formats, the lectures, the world cafes, the other types of session that are going on, and give us your feedback, because we're trying to find out how to do this in a way that is the most exciting, the most interesting for everyone, right?
And the young people nowadays, they do explore the online possibilities, and ESCRS throws tons of materials there which are high quality, and then if they come to experience that in person, I think that's different, and we truly encourage them to come to join us for our congresses.
100%.
We got everybody sat down on little stools, and it was much more collaborative. I made sure all the audience got to the front so they were close to us, and that meant you could generate a bit of discussion. People opened up, they talked things through, you could control the conversation. I think people got a lot out of it because they were contributing as much as receiving. It's the first time I've been to one and the first time I've done one. So I was chairing it and I had 3 collaborators. We put together a session talking about the work we do in the Education Committee about simulation and how we've got moving simulators going across Europe, how successful that's been. We presented some of the evidence of why you should do simulation and how it's better for patients, it's certainly better for surgeons, and it's certainly better for trainers. So we presented all that. Then we discussed about how different types of simulation can be used in different formats, and a piece of work we put together is trying to analyze all the different simulation tools that are out there on the market and how you could use those in different environments so that each territory across the ESCRS umbrella can use it in different ways. So it's giving back to the community. I think it's one of the highlights of ESCRS. I think they're an innovative organization. They're always trying new things. Some things work, some things don't, but they're analyzing, they're pushing it forward. They've got so many different initiatives, so many different types of ways of educating the people who come to the conference. I can't commend them high enough for it.
There are people who come to us at the more junior positions with so many questions that I'm pretty sure I had them myself when I was at that stage, but I just didn't have anyone to ask them to. So having a mentorship, a channel, a platform when these people can come and ask their questions and get some advice and get some guidance, I think this is brilliant. This is a fantastic idea. So one of the attendees today is a young resident, and she was asking so many questions about how she can improve her research background, her academic background in ophthalmology. And that's a struggle that I had as a resident as well. And from the position that I'm now, I can see the difficulties, the obstacles, and the usual problems that someone at that role, at that position will face, and what is the best way to find a way around them without having to go through all the mistakes that we made, for example, in order to learn our lesson. The topic is always like an open topic, so people are invited to come over and speak to us for whatever they have in their mind and whatever we can guide them and help them in. So I think ESCRS especially nowadays, has so many initiatives, so many projects like the BOSS project. And I would strongly advise, especially younger colleagues who are entering the world of ophthalmology, to get involved, to become members, because they will gain access to all those activities and all those projects that are available to them. If that was available when I was a trainee, I would definitely take it.
The ESCRS cataract guidelines was actually a really long process, over 2.5 years. So what we looked at is evidence out of randomized controlled trial, actually out of meta-analysis using the PICO and the grade system. And what we did is then had about 16 members of internationally renowned cataract surgeons working on that. And so it has sort of two aims. One aim is for the individual surgeon to check, what am I doing? Is that actually in line with the guidelines? And if not, do I have a good reason for not doing it? And the second one is also for policymakers. So I think it has a real value, and obviously it's a living document. That means it's going to change over time. It needs to be renewed and revisited on a very, very regular basis. Yeah, so using polling during a big session with a big auditorium obviously always gives you an impression of what the members or the delegates are thinking and what they're doing. We have a survey as well, which is not polling now, but a survey of all our delegates, which helps us to sort of always further develop the whole Congress and what we do. We're also going to have refractive surgery guidelines, and we're working on these, and these are essentially nearly finished, so hopefully in Copenhagen we'll be able to present those. So ESCRS.org, you can find them there. The refractive surgery guidelines will be coming within the next few months, and you can always comment. There's a special email address just for that, because these comments are always taken on, and for the next updates they will obviously be incorporated in the process.
Please go to Copenhagen. Copenhagen will be an amazing Congress. We are preparing a huge celebration also, so we'll have new futures, and you should not miss it.